Hey, welcome to the Early Buffett YouTube channel. I figured I'd hop on. It's been a while here, so if you're a returning viewer, welcome back. Sorry for the delay. Took a little vacation, some time away. But now I'm back, and now we are seeing red on a lot of the indices here. So I figured I would hop on and, take a look at the charts. Of course, none of this is advice, just kind of what I'm seeing, just my general observations. So please do your own due diligence. Do not depend on me for any type of advice. That is not what I do here. I'm just kind of taking a look at the charts. Yeah, lots of stuff going on here. We have the S&P down 2%, which is not too bad, but we're hugging that 200-day, hugging the 50-day moving average, and we are not hugging the 200-day yet. But who knows what's going to happen, right? We're probably going to continue. I would think if I were a betting man, I would bet that we're probably going to retrace down to at least the 520s, where we're going to probably see some support here. I don't know if we're going back down to the 200-day, to be honest. We'll see. But that would probably act as a very strong support down there at, at the 490, 494, 495 level. But right now, we're just sitting on that 50-day here. So not sure what's going to be next, but the markets, we're seeing some selling now, and that's, after this great run we've had, a little pullback like this is completely normal and a feature of the market, really. So Nasdaq as well, down through almost 3.5%, coming up on some support here probably, but we are blasting right through that 50-day. So looking a little bit of weakness here for the Nasdaq. Where are we going to land? If I were to put my money on it, we'd probably land around 450. But yeah, it's a nice sell-off here. Obviously, I'll go through some of all the big caps here on my list. We have Meta. So Meta's coming back. It kind of gave back everything after this gap, right? We're right back to that 460 level. So, I don't think we're going to find support here. I think there's probably a little bit more downside to go. If I were, already we're below the 20-day, 50-day. Are we going to go back, down to this 200-day? I would imagine probably. These gaps, they like to get filled on the downside and the upside. So, 400 imminent, maybe. It's a bearish view, but they've all had a really good run, and there's nothing wrong with a cooling off period here. So, that's my take on Meta. But you've given all this big gap up back, so you're back there again. Still a great company, makes a ton of money. Nothing to be worried about here, but healthy pullback. Amazon, what's Amazon doing? Amazon's doing it as well, but Amazon's been doing it a little bit longer. We've been kind of flat on Amazon since the spring, and we have this other gap back here from February. We headed there? Probably not. I think Amazon's fared pretty well, and we'll see where this one goes from there. But everything's kind of down, right? Apple had a huge run up, and now starting to check back. Hasn't even gotten the 200-day moving average yet. So, I think we could probably expect some support at that moving average for sure. Netflix had earnings, big ugly candle on earnings, and it's kind of just hovering there. So this one's, it's finding that support at, call it 636 level. So it's doing fairly well. It didn't seem to get as hit as the rest. It's only down about 1%. Whereas, Apple, 3%, Amazon, nearly 3%, Meta, over 5% on the day. So, what do we have going on in Tesla here? Tesla have, we had on my Interactive Brokers here, it's, there was, seemed to have been a exchange halt. So, short sale restriction. Sorry about that, but yeah, it's down 12%. So that's a big ugly move right there for Tesla. And I drew this a little while ago. Just gonna see where we are now. So this I drew quite a while ago. You have Tesla on this merry downtrend right now. Broke out of that decisively, but now it's tagging it again. So look out below. I don't know. It's hard to say where it's going to go from here, but they had bad earnings. Bad earnings get really, really punished in this market. So if it breaks below this trend, I mean, look out below. You're probably headed down to 100, which a lot of people are saying. Not saying that's going to happen. Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen. I don't have a magic ball, but we're starting a little bit of a sell-off here. So more downside can definitely be expected even for Tesla here. So Microsoft down over 3%, but it's hanging in there, right? It's still hanging in on that 20-day right here. So hasn't been punished as much as the others, but probably it definitely can go further down. But for now, it's hanging in on that 430 level, right? Only down 3% today. So NVIDIA, poor NVIDIA. I'm sure. If you've been holding NVIDIA since 140 here at the top, you'll probably be pretty upset with this move, but it is what it is. It made a parabolic move. We can measure that parabolic move if we want from, the October lows of 2022. You've gone up almost 1,200%. So, it's things are going to cool down when stocks go parabolic. So reversion to the mean is very real. But if you look at more of the short term, we look even from the spring here, after this candle, it went on this nice rally. We can look at the, it's, 80% move. So now we're checking back. We're checking back that move. And now we retraced, down 18% from that high. So, be careful with these parabolic moves. They're going to mean revert for sure. If I were to guess right now, if things are to continue on their merry way down, you're probably looking at 95. 95 will find some support here for NVIDIA, and that'll probably be a really, really nice time to get in if it even makes it there. It's below the 50-day for now. How long is it going to stay below that? Not sure. Nobody knows. But if it continues to the downside, we have a few gaps here that are just dying to get filled. So 995 could be a level for NVIDIA. Google, what's going on with the Google? The Google is, also down. What are we down? Almost 5% today. So 4.84%, almost $9. That's a nice little gap there. We're going to probably see some support at 160 if it continues going down that way, but we'll see. This is an ugly move today, but again, I heard a stat, something about the SPY not having 5% down day in like 4 years or something like that. So it's maybe this is the start of something. Not sure, but Meta getting hit as well. Adobe down 2%. This thing's been really whippy though, anyways. So can be expected for Adobe, but I don't even know how to kind of make sense of this chart. It's so all over the place. Probably have some support at 500. Those round numbers, right? We tagged it a few times, dipped below it, went decisively over it, and now we're kind of going back down. So, and it kind of coincides with that 50-day moving average, even though it's a super wonky moving average right now. I would think that we're probably going to get some support around 500 for Adobe. So Taiwan Semi also getting hit. They make all these fabs. There was some political commentary surrounding this company as well. So it's been getting hit pretty hard, and now at this sell-off, I have a big ugly candle, but we're kind of hitting support. Is it going to continue? I'd say a stronger area of support is probably around that 147 level, 146, 147. And yeah, that's what I'm thinking here, but it's not looking too good for Taiwan Semi either. So what else we got on the list here? Take a look. Berkshire. Berkshire's doing its Berkshire thing. It's been trading sideways for some time, broke out, checking back, completely normal. Even Uncle Warren would say the same thing as well, just reverting to the mean. nothing to worry about here. I like to look at the VIX every now and then. It's, volatility index. We've been going lower, 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 with these pops in between. But now, this is a big VIX move right here. You've gone up quite a bit, and a lot of these have been sold off, right? Like the VIX goes up and goes down. It is what it is. A great area for selling options. If you're selling, selling calls into strength or selling puts into weakness, that's usually the way I do it. But you have some areas like that. The VIX is, getting up towards 20. It's a really good time to sell options, but you really got to be careful. You really do want to own those underlyings. If ever you are selling a put, for instance, and you get that stock put to you, you want to be able to be comfortable owning it. So, always a disclaimer when it comes to options. Costco, Costco's doing pretty good. Costco's always expensive, so it's always going to do its Costco thing. But, we're just dipping below the moving average here too, the 50 days. So we're going to come back down a little bit, maybe. It's been a nice upwards move here, so we'll see what happens with the old Costco. I think that's about all I wanted to look at for today. Another look at the Nasdaq. After hours, we're still going. I mean, what's it doing now? It's still going. It's a bit of buying on the close there too. So, but who knows what's going to happen here? We have a bit of buying on the close, but we are decisively down in the major indices. So, what's next for the market? I don't know. Nobody knows, but definitely some interesting things going on. We could always look at, if you do like, let's say, if we look at some options here, we could look at some options. If you look at, September options for NVDA, I think this is, okay, here we are now. So, NVIDIA's at, I don't know why my Interactive Brokers is being so wonky, but, if you were wanting to pick up some NVIDIA, currently trading at 114, we're trading 114 here. You want some NVIDIA, you can make, 2% selling the 90 puts if you think it's going to go to 90. And it's, that's something that you'd want to pick up at $90 a share. You get 2%, for a couple months. Or if you're bullish at 100, I mean, you're getting almost 5%, right, for selling a put. Selling the 100 puts on NVIDIA, you get almost, $460. So could be a good option. But, again, when the market's being turbulent like this, hard to say if you want to go down that route, but if that is of interest to you, by all means. I mean, 100, nice round number. A lot of people are probably looking at 100 to pick up some NVIDIA. So that could be an idea there. But as always, not financial advice. Do your own due diligence. I'm going to leave it at that. I just wanted to hop in since there's a little bit of blood in the streets and, give my 2 cents on what the market's doing and what the charts are telling me. But of course, it's up to you to do your own research and all that good stuff. So until next time, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe. I'll probably be doing some more of this type of analysis. And join along. Thanks so much. Talk to you soon.